today I'm here with Miss Tori, and we are going to get to know her. Miss Tori, start us off by telling us where you are from and what brought you here to Glasgow and to SOMA.
So I'm from a small town called Wilmore, Kentucky. It's about 20 minutes south of Lexington. And I came to the Glasgow area to dance at WKU, which is where I met Trevor. And then I came over to SOMA in Glasgow a few years back when Trevor asked me to start teaching at a studio.
Yes, you did. And what capacity did you start teaching, and what capacity are you teaching now?
So when I started at SOMA, I taught tap on Saturday mornings, and that was it. Started with just one class for an hour, then it became 2 classes for 2 hours. And now I am the assistant director of SOMA and am there 5 days a week.
You sure are, and we love that for you and for us. So, what is your artistic background, and what draws you to work with SOMA?
So my artistic background, the studio I come from, is a very much recital-based studio where we just put dances together to various songs that were popular in the time. And I love the way that SOMA is able to create an entire production that's a consistent story. We don't just make a phrase to some random song that we find entertaining on the radio, but every show that we have has a beginning, a climax, and an end. It's like reading a book, which I love to do.
Nice. What's a book that you've read recently that you have enjoyed?
The book that I currently just finished is called Throne of Glass, and it's in a series. And so now I'm reading the next book, which is the second one, and it's called Crown of Midnight.
Nice. Well, what's it about?
It is actually about a female who's 18 years old, and she's from a world that deals with kings and queens, and she's an assassin, and she works for the king.
Nice. What's a piece of advice? Sorry, Leona is
attacking you.
Attacking me. Leona is our dog, by the way. What's a piece of advice you would give young artists?
To fully express yourself in your movement. Don't jip yourself out of something because you think it looks awkward, even if it feels good. Fully give yourself into what you do.
Right. That's a great piece of advice. What or who influences your style of teaching or your style the most?
Let's see here. Honestly, I would feel like the person that influences my style of movement the most would have to be Mindy Jackson, who's the person that trained me, because she made the original organic way that I move. But then obviously the people I've worked with over time have changed that and developed it into different things. Then the person that influences the way I teach the most would be Amanda Clark, who was a professor at WKU.
Shout out to Mandy.
She's super systematic in the way that she teaches, which I love, being a mathematician and a math teacher. Mm-hmm. And so everything I do, I always create formulas and patterns to make a system.
Nice. And you said you're a mathematician. To what capacity are you a mathematician?
So I have a middle grade math education degree, a secondary math education degree, and a mathematics degree. And I currently teach Algebra 1, Geometry, and AP Stats at a high school level.
So you're not just a mathematician, you are math.
Yes.
If you could have a dinner with one artist, living or dead, who would it be? And what would you talk about?
Okay, if I could have any dinner with a dancer, it would have to be Merce Cunningham.
Ooh. Because
of his theory on creating choreography due to probability, solely for the math portion of it. I've looked at Cunningham's choreography through videos that have been passed down from generations, and his movement is very different than how I move, but the way that he thinks is very appealing to me, and I'd love to just pick his brain.
Nice. And what has been inspiring you recently, whether that's a book, a TV, a movie, a game, a piece of lettuce? What is it that inspires you?
I feel like I've been finding most of my inspiration from probably music recently. I've had a super big switch in the genre of music that I've been listening to, which influences the way that you move. And so my movement vocabulary and even my rhythm vocabulary has changed since my change of music has changed a little bit.
Right. So let's talk about that music.
So I used to listen to, and I still do, I still love it, very folksy, acoustic, mountainy music. Whereas recently I found myself listening to very much kind of harder, like emo-ish, gamer, bassy music.
Okay, an emo bassy gamer style. Is there any artist that you listen to specifically that you really enjoy that maybe our listeners could go and check out?
So the most common thing that I'm currently playing on Spotify is called So Cliche Radio. The artist's name is So Cliche. And so I just play his radio. And some of the artists that come up on his radio that I know by name are people like Josh A., Little Dusty G, So Lonely, So Cliche, obviously, because it's his radio. And sometimes Black Bear will show up.
Okay, Black Bear. Well, we love a good Black Bear. So thank you so much for talking with us. Is there anything else that you just want to leave us with, like a little bit of you that we can have for a little close out of this little podcast session-y?
Read a book and take a bath. Those are always my go-to relaxations.
Read a book and take a bath. And that's on Bubbles and Books.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we love you, Tori, and we love having you at SOMA. Thank you so much for being on our little show.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Later, Gators.